My 31M wife, 29F, cheated on me and left a few months ago. Now considering trying to work things out. Could use some perspective. Long story ahead, hope you'll read through it. TLDR. Wife cheated on me and left to live with the other family. It didn't end up the way she imagined. I'm moving out of state, and we've briefly discussed the possibility of her eventually moving out of state with me. My wife and I have been together since 2015, and married since 2021. Over the past year, our marriage had started to go in a more negative direction. It was for the most part good, but I was extremely stressed out by my situation with my job, and she was looking for more attention from me than I was giving her. Towards the end of October, she told me one night that she thought we needed to go to marriage counseling. This came as a bit of a shock to me, but it wasn't an unreasonable request at all, so I agreed that was a good idea, and that I would look into providers to set up an appointment. Among some of the things that she mentioned as reasons why was me not putting in more effort to find a bigger apartment, house and getting us on track to have a child. It's her life goal to have children, and while I would like to have children, it's not quite as important to me, and I ultimately want to make sure I'm in a good position to support a child when I have one. The next week or two went okay. We talked a lot and I laid out my plans on the steps I was going to take to address these things. Meanwhile, she had been spending a lot of time after work with her two male co-workers, M and R, as well as M and his wife TM and T have a 2-year-old daughter, with another child on the way soon. I felt happy about her being able to spend time with them. I figured it would be a good way for her to get some idea of parenthood while being around their daughter, while we worked on our steps forward. But as she was spending more and more time with these people, I started to get a nagging feeling. She had had issues in the past with guys giving her attention and her wanting to feed into it, but I felt that we had moved past that. Towards the end of those 2 weeks, I had said to her at one point, I don't really think that you have been, but something feels off to me so I just have to ask. Have you been seeing anyone or having any type of romantic interaction with anybody? She responded with, I've just been spending a lot of time with M&T. This wasn't a surprise to me because I knew she was spending time with them, and I didn't exactly feel net by it, so I let it go. But over the next few days it wasn't sitting right with me the way she answered. The one morning she was taking a shower before work, and I just got this awful feeling in my stomach. I've never been someone to have any desire to look at her phone, but something felt wrong, so I wound up looking at her messages with M. Sure enough, I see messages calling him hot stuff, saying she wants to run away with him, planning about how they're hiding it from R, etc. So when she gets out of the shower I say to her, I know I asked you the other day if you had been seeing anyone, and you said you had just been spending time with M&T. But something doesn't feel right about the way you answered, so I just have to ask, have you been doing anything with them? She said no. I asked if she promised, and she said yes. I asked if she swore to God, and she just looked at me. I said, you don't swear to God. And she didn't respond, so I walked away. She comes over and tells me what had happened, that she had been at their house the one day and was telling them about feeling unhappy with our marriage, and they offered to have a threesome with her, and that they would take her in and she could join their family, and even have a kid with them. She had said she wanted to stay at her mom's house to figure things out, but when we got home after work we wound up talking. She told me about how there were other guys she had been flirting with behind my back for a while, which was painful because I had my suspicions, but told myself I was overthinking it and it was fine. I was more understanding than I should have been, and basically said that it ked and was a why thing to do, but I understand the temptation there, and still wanted to try to work things out. I told her that I understood she enjoyed spending time with her new friends, and didn't exactly want to say she could never talk to them again, but that she needed to focus on us first, before being friendly with them again. The next week went okay, until Friday when she messaged me saying she wanted to go to M&T's house, but that R would be going too, and she would make sure to leave when he did. I told her I wasn't exactly thrilled with that, but if she really wanted to do that I would try to be okay with it. She wound up not getting home until 3 a.m., and I was ed. The next morning when she woke up she asked if I was mad at her. I told her I was not happy about what had happened and was going for a walk. When I came back she was packing her clothes in the car. She said she wasn't sure where she was going, but I knew exactly where she was going. That was on a Saturday. She was gone until Wednesday, when she stopped to talk, which didn't go well, and she grabbed more stuff and left for good, slowly coming back while I'm not around to pick up more things. I asked her about a week after if she was still interested in doing counseling. She said, maybe for the closure, and I said if that's your stance on it I'm not going to waste my time or money, and I'll be filing for divorce. She got the papers, and has to wait 90 days to sign them and get them submitted, state law. We had a few interactions after that where she was telling me she missed me and couldn't believe this was happening. And I told her I wasn't sure what she was looking to get out of the messages and that she needed to stop. Since then I've made the decision to move out of state to be with family for a while, accepted an offer for a better job, and will be moving soon. I had a moment of weakness this past week, as it was 2 months to the day since she had finally left. I said I couldn't believe that after 8 years together, she could wake up one morning and decide she never wanted to see me again. She responded that she had been thinking about it a lot and was still really upset and scared about everything, and that she just wanted a separation and not a divorce. I wound up telling her that if we were to try to work things out, it would have to be in the new state as I can't pass up this job opportunity. We talked some more, and wound up meeting up for dinner tonight. To sum up where she's at, she hates her job, and doesn't know what she wants to do for her career. She's still living with M and T, but the relationship didn't work as M realized he wanted to be committed to T, and so now she is staying there basically as a third wheel, watching them enjoy their happy family that she's not a part of in the way she thought she might be. I basically told her that I'm not sure if it's something I even want, but I would be open to talking about potentially trying to fix things. But that we would need to go through a lot counseling, it would require a lot of work on her end, and I don't know if I would ever truly be able to trust her again. So at the end of all of this, I'm not sure what to think. I have a ton of pain and anger from this, which has definitely changed me. On the other hand, I still love her and care for her. There are so many red flags here telling me that giving this any sort of consideration is a terrible idea. But part of me wonders if by realizing the reality of this isn't what her fantasy was, that would prevent this from happening in the future? Be straight up with me, call me a idiot, I don't care. I just want some honest outside opinions on this whole thing.